Welcome back to Underway Drifting and Dreaming. I'm Jennifer. My husband and myself are on the motor vessel Cetus, traveling in America's Great Loop. We are just now leaving the Illinois River, heading to the Mississippi. Along the way, we've seen many grain elevators and the sides of the rivers. There's a lot of farms. We've been seeing the semi-trucks heading to these grain elevators, and when anchored, we hear the combines out in the field. It is amazing all the wildlife we have seen along the river. We have been enjoying watching the eagles fly, catching fish, the barges and tows traveling the river. We're just having a great time. And we're going to head into Grafton, Illinois. The Grafton Marina offers floating docks. They do have a little barrier there so you don't receive a huge wake from tugboats and barges going by. And if you have a low air draft, you can get underneath cover. We were just a little bit too tall for that. Thank you, Sandy, for that wonderful picture of our vessel with the northern lights. When we got up in the morning, we went ahead and we got to work cleaning up the boat. After being on the river for probably about a week and a half, we needed a good wash to wash off all the dust, the coal dust, and just to get motor vessel Cetus back into shape. And then we headed out to downtown. We jumped on the Sky Tour so we could go up to the bluff. Look at that fall foliage. We're starting to see a little bit more along the way. Now, Jim doesn't like heights, but he was game to go with me. And it was just a very beautiful view. You could either ride the Sky Tour up or walk up the hill and walk back down. So that was one of the reasons Jim rode, so I didn't have to walk. Then we jumped on the Alpine coaster for a fast ride along the hill, and it was fast. There was no braking. There was a little auto braking that built into the cars, but it was a good time. You could also go zip lining, go to the winery. There's a restaurant at the top of the hill and little cottages to stay in. So just a very nice resort town, a little bit different than the other towns that we have been in. The view of the river, you can look up the river, and that is the Mississippi. And then down the Mississippi, which we'll be heading down in the next morning. After we came down off the bluff, we went and stopped at a lumber store, and it was called Naughty by Nature Hardwoods, and it had so many different like furniture grade lumber that you could go and look and you could purchase things. They had a great docktail at the loading dock. You can sit and watch the boats go by. And the next morning I go out for a hike. I try to get in usually about 4 miles. Grafton is known for eagles, so it's a great place to go watch the eagles. We see a ferry leaving, and we're going to keep on heading down the Mississippi, and I think Grafton is one of those places you need to stop at to enjoy the Sky Tour, the Alpine Coaster, and just take a little time off the river. The landscape is changing, beautiful bluffs. Thank you for taking the time out to watch our video. We will be making more as we're heading down the river. We'll see you on the tube.